Net worth was never really measured in dollars. It's measured in Tuesdays, in how much of an ordinary day still belongs to somebody else. Two men walk into the same bank on the same Tuesday morning. One of them is you. Your account slipped $90 below zero 3 days ago, and the screen in the lobby just showed you the price. A $35 fee. 35 to cover 90 for 3 days. As a yearly rate, that's over 4,000%. No lender on earth could print that on a billboard. The bank doesn't have to. It calls it a fee. The other man gets met at the door. A woman in a suit, fees waived. Coffee, free. Because the bank earns its money off his balance. So it pays for his attention. It earns its money off your mistakes. So it charges for them. And here's the strange part. That man is also you. Same Tuesday, different number in the account. There are 6 of those numbers ahead, from 0 to 10 million shorn, and the one that sets you free isn't the million. It isn't the 10, it's a quieter number in the middle of the ladder. Most people climb right past it without ever knowing it was there. 0. The floor. The alarm goes off and the day is already spoken for. Every hour between now and dark belongs to the job, because the job is the only thing standing between this Tuesday and that $90 hole from the lobby. At 0, money is loud. The car makes a new sound and your chest makes one back. A gallon of milk is a decision. The card at the register gets a silent prayer before it gets a tap. The paycheck lands on Friday and it's spoken for by Thursday night. Rent takes half. The minimums take their bite. And what's left is a week of holding your breath. Fewer than 1 in 3 people in this country could cover a $1,000 surprise from savings. 1 in 4 have nothing set aside at all. The floor is not rare. The floor is the national average with better marketing. And the floor has its own economy. The overdraft fee, the late fee, the minimum balance fee, the check cashing cut. Being broke is the most expensive thing you can be, because every service that touches money charges extra when you have the least of it. The mechanism is simple. No cushion means no choices, and people without choices pay whatever the sign says. At 9 at night, the phone lights up. The boss, need you on at 7. You type back one word, sure. Not because the job is loved, because the floor has no walls. There is nothing between you and one bad week. At 0, you don't own money. Money owns a schedule, the mood, the yes. You don't spend it, it spends you. 10,000, the cushion. Same Tuesday, same car. It makes the same new sound. And this time it's an errand, not an emergency. $400 is annoying now. It used to be a crisis. That's the whole difference, and it changes everything. 10,000 in savings earns you coffee money, even in the good accounts. That's fine. Earning was never its job. Its job is distance. Space between a bad day and a disaster. Insurance you sold to yourself. You sleep differently at 10,000. Nobody tells you that part. The 2 a.m. what if still knocks. Now something answers, and it buys the first thing money ever really buys. The word no. The manager slides one more weekend shift across the counter. Everyone's pitching in. And for the first time in your life, you hear yourself say, can't do this one. Nothing happens. That's the point. $10,000 is a few months of walking away money. If you live lean, and at this rung you do. You may never spend it. You don't have to. The people who can leave get treated differently than the people who can't. And everyone in the building can smell which one you are. Somewhere at this level, a strange thought shows up for the first time. Maybe work doesn't have to be all or nothing forever. Maybe there's a point where retirement stops needing your paycheck at all. There's a number for that, further up the ladder. Hold the thought. The cushion doesn't make you rich, it makes you calm. And calm is the first raise you ever give yourself. 100,000, the engine. Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's partner for 60 years, said the first 100,000 is the hardest money you will ever gather. His actual phrasing was less polite, but he wasn't being motivational. He was describing a machine. Here's the mechanism. With 10,000 invested, an ordinary year in the market hands you about $700. Nice. A car payment. With 100,000 invested, the same ordinary year hands you 7,000. A month of somebody's take-home pay earned while you slept. Same percentage, Different mass? Compounding doesn't care about effort, it cares about size. That's why the first 100 is brutal and everything after it accelerates. At the start, growth is almost all savings, your own tired dollars hauled in one paycheck at a time. Past 100,000, the money starts pulling its own weight. And none of it takes a genius, a boring index fund, a small slice of every big company in the country, bought automatically, ignored on purpose, has done this for a century. The engine was never a secret. It was just expensive to board. One number runs the rest of this ladder. At the market's long-run average, after inflation, invested money doubles roughly every 10 years. Remember that? Doubles. Every decade, without you. Same Tuesday. From the outside, it looks identical. Same job, same commute, same lunch. But for the first time, there are two of you earning. Only one of you drives to work. The first 100,000 you make alone. Every 100 after that, you make together. 350,000, Coast Fire. This is the number from the cold open, the quiet one, the one most people climb past without noticing. So watch closely. Take the doubling rule. 350,000 invested, left completely alone. In 10 years, it's 700,000. 10 more, 1.4 million. 10 more, 2.8. And because the doubling rule already accounts for inflation, that's 2.8 million in today's money. A 35-year-old holding this number is a retirement multimillionaire at 65 without saving another dollar. Not one. Start later and your number's bigger. Start earlier and it's smaller. The rung moves, the mechanism doesn't. There's a name for this, from the movement built around escaping work early. Coast Fire. The fire stands for financial independence, retire early. And coast means exactly what it sounds like. The engine is running, the hill is behind you, and retirement no longer needs your paycheck. It builds itself now. Understand what actually changed because it isn't the furniture. Same Tuesday, same job even. But every dollar you earn from this morning on only has to cover today, rent, groceries, the phone bill. Tomorrow is already funded. Some people at this number walk out of the corporate job entirely. They pour coffee, often as much for the health insurance as the paycheck, or coach kids, or freelance 3 days a week, covering today however they like while the portfolio handles forever, in silence. The movement calls that barista fire. Here is the secret this whole ladder is built on. You were never working for money, you were working for old you, the version of you who can't work anymore. At 350,000, old you is taken care of. Every shift after this one covers today, and only today. And nobody claps. At the office, someone leans over the cubicle wall. Doing anything fun this weekend? With no idea they're talking to a person who just became free. No card in the mail, no word for it at dinner. The most important financial moment of your life passes in total silence on an ordinary Tuesday. Freedom isn't the day you stop working, it's the day your future stops depending on it. So, what are the last two numbers even for? One of them is a lie you were sold. The other one isn't about money at all. 1 million. The myth. Here's the Tuesday you were promised your whole life, and it looks normal. No yacht, no gate. You're in the same grocery store as everyone else, reading the same price tags. And the cereal aisle has no idea a millionaire is standing in it. Because $1 million was never a lifestyle. It's an income. The math is 30 years old. Researchers tested every retirement that could have started since 1926. Take 4% of the portfolio out in the first year. Give that withdrawal a raise for inflation every year after. Historically, the money survives 30 years. Through crashes, through recessions, through all of it. They call it the 4% rule. The people who retire decades early shave it a little lower. To be safe, the shape holds. 4% of $1 million is $40,000 a year. That's what $1 million actually is. A $40,000 salary that never calls in sick and never gets laid off. In the movement, living on that is called lean fire. Retired, free, and careful. Now flip the rule around and you get the most useful sentence in personal finance. Your freedom number is 25 times your annual spending. Spend $40,000 a year. you need 1 million. Spend 80, you need 2. The finish line was never a number somebody else picked. It's arithmetic on your own life, which means you can move it. Every dollar of spending you permanently let go of takes $25 off the price of your freedom, which is why the neighbor with the boat might be drowning and the quiet man in the cereal aisle might be done working forever. Net worth is invisible. That's the other half of the myth. 1 million doesn't buy the life from the commercials. It buys the life you already have, with the alarm clock optional. One more number, and at this one, the bank from that Tuesday morning starts calling you. 10 million. The different game. 4% of 10 million is $400,000 a year. Sit with that number. The portfolio now out-earns almost every career on earth, including probably the one that built it. Somewhere back down the ladder, the money quietly became better at making money than you ever were. Nobody can tell you the exact Tuesday it happened. This is Fat Fire, the same 25 times arithmetic, pointed at a luxurious life instead of a careful one. The business class seat, the house with the view, 25 times all of it. And now the world behaves differently. And it's worth understanding exactly why. The phone rings, a warm voice. We'd love to have you in. Just a conversation about your goals. Private banker, everything waived. Tickets to things you never asked for. Not because anyone there likes you. At 0, you were the product and the fees were the harvest. At 10 million, you're the client and the harvest is a small percentage of everything you park with them. Same building. It was never personal. It was inventory. The maitre d' remembers your name now. The contractor calls back the same day. The hospital has a different phone number for you. None of these people would have met your eyes at 0. And you know it because you were there. That's the quietest thing about the money. You remember exactly who you were at $90 under. Everyone else behaves as if that man never existed. But watch the actual Tuesday. The coffee, the walk, the afternoon that belongs to you. The freedom, the part that matters. You've had since 350,000. It peaked in the middle of the ladder. Past a point, money stops changing your day. It only changes how everyone else behaves inside it. Same lobby, Tuesday, again. A man stares at the screen. 90 under, 35 for the privilege. Both men from this morning were him. The only thing that ever changed was the number that walked in beside him. Friday, the check clears. Before the rent, before anything, he moves $100 across into the gray app with a chart he's never really looked at. It isn't much. It doesn't need to be. The ladder doesn't care where you start, only that the engine gets its first